I love that music
I
that
do
Gene
too.
put together. Just that little extra bit of like, and it gets you all excited. So a shout out to Gene Beard. Thank you for that, Gene. Well, hello, 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 and welcome to today's Power Hour. It's going to be a tad short today. I'm here. I'm Veronica Valentino, along with my amazing co-host, Miss Renee Rand. So glad you are joining us for a powerful and uplifting discussion. And you know what? I'm not that cold today. I mean,
I
Philly.
know you're not
I,
wrapped up in 10 layers today.
I think the weather went up to maybe 74. The windows are open. It's supposed to go up to 78 tomorrow. So I'm like
Wow.
excited about that. What's it in Las
Seven,
Vegas?
seven, well, it's 59 this morning, but it was 78 a few minutes ago. So 78 high today.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sunny
Well,
and
we
pretty outside.
Yes, well, Renee and I want to welcome everybody here, and we're so happy you're joining us for this powerful and uplifting discussion and honoring the women, honoring the brilliance, the resilience, and the beauty of women everywhere. This special episode, we're continuing with our International Women's Day
Right.
2026, which was actually yesterday, but we wanted to celebrate it today. And we just wanted to, celebrate all the women and all about it's about supporting women through every stage of life, physically, emotionally, and mentally, of course, because men drive us crazy. We're going to talk about women supporting women and building powerful communities.
Right.
We are definitely taking charge, of your health and wellness and simple ways to just feel energized, balanced, and confidence. I know you feel the same way with Renee. You
I
know,
do.
and how products like balance oil may support overall wellness and a healthy lifestyle, just thriving in midlife and beyond with strength and purpose. And what, I got to tell you something funny as soon as we get through all of this. You know what, this is more than a podcast episode. It's a celebration of women stepping into their power, lifting each other up, and embracing vibrant health and life. So you know what, going forward, don't forget to set your reminder. Invite your sisters, your friends, daughters, and colleagues. Join us live. And don't forget to like, share, follow, and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you never, never, never miss an inspiring episode of Power Hour. So you know what? I have to tell you, you're going to laugh at this. So hold on. So an old boyfriend of mine back in the day, he 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 joined us for the let's talk about sex
About
episode. So he
sex?
was on that. It's funny that I'm going to break him up. I won't mention names, but I went to a meeting and I had to I walk in, he just starts laughing and laughing. I'm like, what's wrong with you? He says, I heard your podcast. You had me cracking up. And Renee had me cracking up so bad. And I'm like, why? So he says, let's talk about sex. And she was just going on and on. Don't you know? He reached out to you last week and said, hello, Renee. I was like,
Did he
oh,
really?
me.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, heck for you. I'm saying hi to Renee.
Oh, how funny.
I
How
was like, wait till
funny.
I
That's
tell her
awesome.
this. Oh, God, that was too funny. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't
Uh,
believe it. Totally dissed me and said hello to you. Anyway, I'll
I
get him
love
for
it.
that.
I love it. Well, the
But
thing about today and celebrating International Women's Day, as we should be selling all the time, because of course,
yeah.
women supporting women is so important, especially when we're going through menopause and going through changes and hormonal things in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
Supporting each other physically, mentally, socially, in the things that are going on in our lives will make things travel so much easier through the rest of our lives. And I
Yeah.
think sometimes we forget, and our circles seem to get a little bit smaller the older
Yeah.
that we get because of, well, everything, because of, our experiences in life, the people we choose to hang out with. I choose to be around positive people that I feel
Mm-hmm.
lifted up by. I was thinking about women that have influenced me in my life, and I went back many, many, many years ago when I was in Mary Kay Cosmetics, Mary Kay Ash, who I was I was thrilled to be able to meet in person and actually go to her home when I was there for training in Dallas. And all of her accomplishments, that when I was going through college doing leadership courses, she had already passed by the time I did my paper in that class, but I went as her angel in a white suit with
Oh.
big white wings, and
Oh.
was talking about how many women she actually supported over her
Yeah.
lifetime, building this huge giant legacy that
Right.
started out with her and her husband sitting around a kitchen table. And then
Mm.
her husband died just before the company started, and she recruited her young son into being president of the company along with her being CEO. So, but
Yeah.
women going through and supporting each other through business, social, family, and keeping things in the right perspective, I think are some of the things that we don't always remember, that that's an important part of our life. That
Yeah.
support is incredible. I mean, you're a dear friend that we've been friends for years and years.
Yeah.
I have 5 people in my life that I can put on that list that are
Mm.
pretty, close and tight, and your ride or dies. And I have lots of wonderful acquaintances and other women that I love to support, but we
Yeah.
want to support it in the right way. So I was listening to some conversations of some women yesterday that were sitting around a campfire meeting at our home last night. And I was noticing how negative some of the things that they were saying was bringing attention to what they were talking about. And I think what we need to remember is that we need to focus on the good stuff. There may be terrible, horrible things going in your life at different times, or maybe
Right.
right now you're going through something that's difficult or challenging. But if we support each other and we lift each other up and we put things in the right perspective, yesterday morning I was sharing somebody a little trick about the way you say things.
Mm.
If you feel something's coming out of your mouth and it's going to be negative, start by saying, I used to feel that way.
Mm.
However, I now know that, and refocus it onto something positive so you get a better response. It also reframes our brain so that we get a better response internally as well. And I think if we pay more attention to the fact that words and thoughts are things, and what we focus on expands,
Yeah.
we'll be able to support each other a whole lot better. And I don't know who in your life, anybody in your life that stands out that was super, super maybe, influential in your life?
Renee Rand. Yeah, I do the same. I keep happy, positive people around me, strong women, and people who have that very strong type A dominant personality, because that helps me thrive. It helps me be, resilient and confident and everything. My circle has gotten very small, and I really pick and choose who I want to be close to me, or I don't want all the BS. I
Yeah.
just want to I want to live my life, stay positive, stay focused, do what I need to do, enjoy my life. And you know what, you get to a point where the older you get, it's just like some of the stuff you just don't care. And when I say you don't care like, well, you know what, there's a 50-50 chance of such and such, but it's just like I say my mind, what's in my mind. I think about it, and me. I mean, I have an issue with trying to filter. I'm very um
Transparent,
forthcoming. What is it?
transparent,
Yeah,
transparent.
yeah. Um,
Transparent. Veronica does say what's on her mind. And afterwards, what they say, ask permission later or beg for forgiveness or whatever
mm,
that statement is. But I don't think there's anything wrong with that, Veronica. I think that can be a very positive trait. I also think that being a strong woman, you affect a lot of other people around you because we can lift other people up. And that's
yeah,
kind of the whole background between what we're doing on this podcast. We want to support as many women and people in general. I just
yeah,
want to help people. And if we
yeah,
can help them by offering solutions to better health, better mental health through changing the way we think, with different kinds of thoughts. If we can teach them how to make changes that are possibly easier to deal with situations.
Yeah.
Come to mind is nobody would say they're looking forward to 100-degree weather in Las Vegas, but me. And it's because I want my swimming pool to be warm enough to be able to swim in
Yeah.
it. And, a little bit of exercise is better than no exercise at all. To change the way you think, sometimes you have to change, get up and move. I walk around the pool in the morning with my coffee cup before the sun's on the pool sometimes, just to change my metabolism a little bit, because when you do that, it changes what follows. And so
Right.
let's remember that what we focus on expands, that we all have the opportunity to help somebody to make a difference. Doesn't mean you have to pull bunches of cash out of your pocket to do that. It can be supportive thoughts, words, things, reminders, birthday wishes to people that you know. I mean, some little gesture can make such a difference sometimes to somebody, and we don't realize it when we're doing it. I know you don't, Veronica. You're the same as I am. We don't realize sometimes somebody will tell me, "Oh, you made such a difference in my life," and
Yeah.
I'm not really sure what I did. I'm happy I was able to do that, and God bless. And next, who can I help next?
Yeah, you know what? That
So
happened to me this past week, and something that I did back, I mean, years ago, really resonated with this woman. And she says, I'll never forget, and I'll tell you exactly what it was. Apparently, there was a gentleman who had a baby, a little girl or something with Down syndrome. And I walked up to the baby, and she's like, Veronica, it was just like, you lit up that gentleman, and me observing that you made such a fuss over that little baby, or it was a baby, and maybe 2 years old. And she says, I will never forget the way you made such a fuss over that baby. And the father who had her he was just like, oh my God, I can't believe that somebody actually did that, because I always taught my children, no, in a minute, I
to
always
be
taught my
kind.
children to be loving and kind, and you know don't ever make fun of anybody. And it was just, that thing has always stayed with her. And she's like, I couldn't believe that. And I was just,
Well, you
I
know
don't.
what, Veronica, that's one of the blessings. We don't get back. You might do 100 kind things,
Yeah.
and there may be one thing that somebody lets you know what that kind thing is.
Yep.
We
Yeah.
don't even know. So whatever that kind thing is, which baby are you reaching for here?
Look at the baby.
Baby, our baby. Put her on
Yeah.
camera.
I was trying to get her. I'm like, bring her here. She wants to. Aunt Renee wants to see her.
Absolutely, man. I can't get enough of that little one.
Oh
So,
my
but
gosh.
we don't know. We don't know how we affect people, but we can be aware of what we're doing at the time that could make
Yeah.
a difference. It's not saying that it always will make a difference for somebody. I had somebody roll their eyes at me the other day when I was trying to uh, reframe something that they were going through into a positive experience, and they were
Yeah.
rolling their eyeballs at me. And, I mean, so it doesn't always come out the way you hope it will. But that's okay. I don't
Come
care. I'm
here.
still going to do it, and I'm still going to be kind, and I'm
Yeah.
going to pass along as much info as I can. And if
Yeah.
you're listening to this call
Come
today and
here.
you have any questions,
Here.
or we can
Come here.
help you with something through your
Come here.
menopause journey, please let us know. She's running away from you. That's it.
Come here. Come over here and say hello. Here. Here, you say hi. Come here.
Amelia, say
There she
hi.
is. Who's that? Say hi.
Yay! Hi, sweetheart. I know our next question is going to be, where's Lola? And Lola's on my bed
Yeah.
asleep still. So, yeah.
Oh, she just asked. Well, you know what? We got a great podcast coming up next week. And Renee, if you want to take us out, you can.
Absolutely. Make sure that you share, click on join our groups, give us an opportunity to all be together and share information and grow and build and be happy. Because guess what? There's enough other garbage going on in this world that we don't need to be paying attention to. Let's give focus to lifting people up and focusing on what we want instead of what we don't want,
Yep.
and make it a better day.
Awesome.
I love you,
And
Veronica.
I love you too, Renee. We look forward to next week and supporting women. Let's go International Women's Day 2026. I hope everybody has a great day, okay? And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.